Why am I uncomfortable talking about my martial arts world over the years? I think in the training industry, the answer is really simple. I have spent years working with very good people, and I've also spent years working with people who are less good and less compassionate. Now, that doesn't mean that all people who train in a martial art are lacking in compassion. But in this industry of crisis management, too many people have been behaving like there's some kind of, and I'll use the term, kung fu cowboy and cowgirl. It could be aikido, jiu-jitsu, karate. When you're in a martial arts situation, you are training people to be more confident, but you're also training them to deal with the worst case scenarios. You know? The problem with the worst case scenarios is you're not in a dark alley being attacked by 3 people with hoods in a care environment. And for me, the question's wrong. I believe that I learned a lot of my confidence from learning in a martial art. And I would encourage people to learn a martial art. But I would encourage people to not just translate some of the wrong things of the martial art skills into caring environments. I think that's where some of the problems has been in the training industry over the years. That we've been teaching too many people physical tricks without any context or without any understanding. And I believe, for me, that although the martial arts, people with martial arts experience have something to share, if they haven't really worked in care environments, they have nothing to share with us. Their skills then are about that dark alley. They're not really about how to manage that vulnerable person in a crisis. To give you from one example recently, I was actually at a training event where a colleague, who's a very respected individual, said, sometimes you have to inflict pain on people if you thought your life was threatened. My answer was, not in a care context. I'm not sure what I would answer if I was in that dark alley, but it's a completely different context and a completely different question. We've got to get away from this idea that society's violent, I could be attacked somewhere, that's why I'll teach you some physical skills. We've got to move towards actually how do we make people more confident and calmer. And there are things to learn from the martial arts that can teach us that. We can learn how to move slowly, how to react. I remember being taught by somebody once that your movements are mirrored by other people. So if you're calm in your movement and you use calm movements, that will have an effect. That's why within the Studio 3 program, as you'll see in the book, we teach an awful lot of circular movement, even in the moments of crisis. It's not airy-fairy nonsense. It actually comes from thousands of years of martial arts practice and learning. So I don't want to dismiss everything from the martial arts world, just that kind of hype and hyperbole and nonsense from people who should know better.